All right, let's get practicing in QuickBooks Online. Grab the link below so that you can follow along. Today we're going to be walking through creating and using classes. This exercise comes from Section 1, Lesson 2 of our current Fast and Easy QBO Advanced Level Certification course. You can find out more information about that here. And if you would like access to tons of additional exercises, hands-on in QBO, we'd love to have you join our Facebook group, absolutely free, QuickBooks Facebook. QBO Gym Locker Room is the name of the Facebook group, and the link is right there. All right, so let's go ahead and get started in our exercise. As usual, we're going to start in the sample company. If you don't know how to access the sample company, if you don't know how to get your free QBOA account, then that's QuickBooks Online Accountant account. Then, of course, links are below for that as well. So let's take a look at our scenario. Craig would like to track his income by residential versus commercial services. Use the classes feature to set this up for him and provide reports to show the sales for each class. Okay, so first we're going to turn on the classes feature. We're going to go to Account and Settings, click the Advanced tab, and then click in the Category section. So let's go just that far. So here I am in my sample company. I hit the gear icon, select Account and Settings. Sometimes it takes a minute. It's working. It's working. All right, here we go. And now I'm going to click the Advanced tab. Now you notice that in Account and Settings, each tab is divided by sections, and you click anywhere in this particular section, or you can click the little pencil icon, but really just anywhere will open it up for editing. Okay, so I'm going to click on this to open it up, and I'm going to turn on Track Classes right there. Okay, so heading back to our exercise, I guess I was a little ahead. Turn on Track Classes. We're going to leave the remaining settings as is. Then we're going to click Save and Done. Okay, so you'll notice that there are some other settings here. We're not going to be talking about those in this exercise. So we're just going to click Save. You want to make sure that it is completely saved before you click Done. Some of the settings do require like a refresh, and so you want to make sure that's done before you click the Done button. Okay, so I'm going to click Done. And then going back to our exercise, step 2, from the gear icon, you're going to select All Lists and then click Classes. Okay, so let's do that much. We're going to click the gear icon. Go to All Lists, and then notice right here it says Classes. So we're going to click that, and this is where we're going to actually set up our new classes. So I'm going to go back to the tab, okay, and it says we're going to use the green New button to create the commercial and residential classes. We are not going to check the Is Subclass box. Okay, we're not going to do that in this exercise. So going back here to our sample company, I'm going to click the green New button, if I can get my mouse working there. Okay, New. We're going to create commercial. This is what we're not checking. We're not checking Is Subclass. Okay, and then we're going to create residential. And then click Save. All right, going back to our exercise, on to our next step. Next, we're going to assign transactions to the classes. And so in order to do that, we're going to use the Reclassify tool. This is why you need that QuickBooks Online Accountant account, because otherwise you won't have that tool. Okay, so to get there, we're going to click Accountant Tools and select Reclassify Transactions. Accountant Tools is right here. We're going to click Reclassify Transactions. While that's loading, we'll go to our next step, step 4. Okay, for the date range, we're going to select January 1st of last year through today. And you'll notice I have a little note down here that says this date range just ensures that all transactions in the sample company are found. So we are not like we don't know how much data is out there in the sample company. So using this date, just make sure that we get everything. Okay, so we're going to go to reclassify transactions. Right here, we're going to enter January 1st, 01. This is 2023 that I'm recording this, so we're going to use 2022. Okay, and let's see. Okay, now we're only going to select invoices, okay, for right now. So we're going to select invoices, and then we're going to click Find Transactions. Okay, so type right here, we're going to select invoices, and then now we're going to click Find Transactions. Okay, while that's loading, we'll go back to our exercise. Step 5. We're going to start by reclassifying the residential customers. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to sort the transactions by customer/vendor. We do that by clicking on the top of the column. You'll see me do that in just a second. Then we're going to select all of the ones that are names rather than companies, and there are 4 of them. So let's go ahead and go back to that. Okay, so we're right here. We're going to select customer vendor so that it's sorted by name, and then we're going to scroll to find just the ones that are people. Okay, so here we have Gita, 1, 2, 3 for Gita. Then we have 1 for John Melton. Then we have Travis. I think I missed somebody. Let's see. Mark Cho. There we go. 1, 2 for Mark Cho. How many do I have? 7 there. Let's see if that matches the picture. Okay. So, nope, I should have 10 transactions. So, Gita, John, Mark Cho, and Travis. Let's see. Here we go. 3 for Gita, 1 for John, 2 for Mark Cho, and aha, I didn't scroll down far enough. So here we've got to get all of Travis's. Okay, so now we've got 10 transactions selected. Okay, we're going to go on to the next step. We're going to click reclassify and then select the change class to drop down to residential and click apply. Okay, so now that we've got them checked, we're going to click this reclassify button. We're going to use change class to right here, select residential, and then click apply. Okay, and while that's loading, we'll go back to our exercise. Step 7. Now we're going to reclassify the remaining customers to commercial transactions. Now, in order to do this, we're going to have to change the filter criteria to show only those that do not have a class assigned. Now, before I do this, notice that as I scroll through here and I go to Gita, for example, her transactions, then it automatically put residential right there, okay, because we're searching for all classes. So what we need to do is we need to say, I only want to look at the ones that don't have a class assigned. So I'm going to click all, this little drop down right here, and I'm going to say none. I don't want any. I don't want them to have any. Let me go back to our exercise right here. Notice I select none, then click Find Transactions. Okay, and we click Find Transactions. Okay, all right, step 8. Now we're going to click the checkbox at the top of the grid to select all the transactions. So going back, I'm going to click at the top of the grid right here. This little thing is called the grid. So I'm clicking at the top to get all of them. Okay, and then step 9, we're going to click reclassify again, and now we're going to use that change class to drop down to select commercial before we click apply. Okay, so reclassify, change class to commercial, click apply. Okay, and now you'll notice there are none left here because I'm still searching only for the ones that have no class, and we took care of those. Okay, so going back to our exercise, now that we've changed them all, we can look at some reports. So it says here, finally, there are 2 reports that might be useful to Craig. Let's take a look at each. We're going to click Reports and locate the Profit and Loss by Class report. Now, sometimes the sample company doesn't behave and we have to refresh the screen. Let's see if that happens to us. We're going to go back here. We're going to click Reports. And right here it says Profit and Loss by Class. So we're going to select that. And lo and behold, blank screen, sample company's not behaving. So typically when the sample company doesn't behave, all you have to do is hit the refresh button. So we're going to do that and it should pop up. It's coming. It's coming. All right, here we go. Here we have our report. You'll notice that it says commercial in one column, residential in the second column, and then not specified are the ones that, remember, we only change them for invoices. So in the income field, it's going to be not specified if it was for a sales receipt. And then you'll notice if I scroll down, all of the expenses don't have a class specified, okay? So we only did invoices. You can look at a little bit more data here by selecting all dates. I think that's what I have in the exercise here. Change the report period to all dates. We just typically do that in these exercises so that you have more information to look at from the sample company, okay? All right, going back to our exercise, let's go to the final 2 steps. So for a useful report, just so Craig can see quick sales numbers, click Reports and locate the Sales by Class Summary report. Okay, so we're going to go back to Reports. And we can either look through it here or we can type it in right here, Sales by Class Summary. There it is. You notice there's no information. We've got to change the dates, all dates. This is just because it's the sample company, okay? And then right here it shows just the totals for commercial, for residential, and for not specified. All right, and I believe that's it. Yeah, that's it. So next up, we're going to be talking about locations. See you there.